Hello, my name's Alex Philly and you're watching part 24 of my Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Warriors Let's Play. Alright, this time it is Majin Vegeta versus Boo, or Fat Boo as you might want to call him. Okay, so we're in the Wastelands area, and this is where Majin Vegeta makes his dramatic sacrifice in order to try and save the planet. We'll just see how successful that is. Let's just say the Boo saga goes on for 6 more battles, so I'd be quite surprised if the main villain was defeated so easily. I'm not really that familiar with the Boo saga because when I was watching the anime when that was first on, I only went up to halfway through the Cell saga, and then even after that I only watched some of the Perfect saga after that, so I was still unfamiliar with the Boo saga. In fact, the first time I probably saw Boo was in the Butoden 3 game on the SNES. Later on I saw him in Budokai 2, but of course the problem with Budokai 2 was it didn't follow the same story as the anime. It decided to have the whole board game kind of aspect. Not that I was complaining about the game, because it was quite interesting to have that kind of, it had like a freeform kind of story where you could do things in, well, there were some strict orders, but you could kind of mess things around and decide to do things in a different order, and it was interesting, but it's sort of a shame because I didn't really understand the whole Boo saga back then. I learned somewhat more of it in some of the later games. I did learn more about that in the Budokai Tenkaichi 2 game, which had quite an extensive story mode and did feature most of the battles there. And then the story mode in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, while short, did a good job of filling me in with that kind of story. In fact, I've watched the entirety of Z once, but Boo Saga is probably one of the bits I'm least familiar with. I'm probably most familiar with the Saiyan Saga, Namek Saga, then the Android Saga, and probably not that much after that, so just make sure you don't ask me any kind of questions after the end of Imperfect Cell and the Boo Saga. Anyway, going on to the battle, let's see what's happening. Well, I've put myself an after image card on, so that should help me avoid any potential damage that might come towards me. In the meantime, I'm just charging up, and I have 23cc, which is pretty good, so that gives me a few things to do, but I've not got enough for my ultimate attack, so I'm just going to gain some more CC. Super Saiyan Vegeta has access to the Big Bang attack and Final Flash, the Final Flash being slightly better as it has a higher accuracy, and also Majin Vegeta has the Suicide move, which does a lot of damage, but also costs a lot of your health bar, so only use it when you're low on health anyway. I think they did quite well with boost sprites in this game, although it's a shame they couldn't do the colourful costumes justice, because the Majins do have quite interesting outfits, like the black belt and the purple cape that he wears. Okay, so Boo's using his 4-stage attack, which is obviously going to get him a bit more CC. For the most part, the human players are always going to have more CC than the CPUs, because the CPUs can only use the low-level stages. As far as I know, that's true all throughout the game. Even in battle mode, I think the CPUs only go up to about 5-stage attacks, so the human players have some kind of advantage there, but sadly the AI is somewhat random in the way it chooses attacks. I think the AI is somewhat unpredictable in later stages, and particularly in the boss battles at the end of the sagas, they're quite unpredictable. So it seems like they can kind of throw these special attacks at random, although of course they do have some planning beforehand. A slightly annoying thing in battle mode is that the CPU players automatically have a kind of bonus that the players can't have, so they are technically cheating, but it's still possible for a human player to beat them. Just takes a long time and a lot of effort to even beat the 10th battle in battle mode. So now as Boo's charging up, so he's kind of going to have a few attacks up his sleeve. So the Fat Boo form has quite a few attacks, one of them being the pot belly attack where he throws part of his body mass at the player. That's kind of an interesting move because it doesn't function like standard melee moves, it actually functions more like a beam. Quite a good move to have, definitely. Okay, so Boo's taking a bit of damage there. Let's just see what happens next. Boo has the Kamehameha and the S Kamehameha. He has the Sweet Beam and he has Crusher Boo, which is a melee move. And like most of the villains, he has the Super Energy Ball, which is quite damaging. He has Breath, which can be used to cancel beam attacks, and he has the Resurrection card that can be used to heal health. Okay, so far I'm winning. I'm doing quite well against Boo here. Boo's still charging up. What do I have? I have a lot of CC, but I don't really have much stuff. But what I can do is I can start spending some of that, so why don't we spend that with a continuous punch? Because we want to wear him down at the start before we unleash the more powerful moves. Most of the time it's better to start with a few weak moves so that the AI doesn't get too much of an advantage, and then later on just unleash the strong attacks when they least expect it. That would be the best way of taking them out. So now Boo is on the offensive. He's just received an attack, so he's got more CC, and he's using the Super E-Ball move, which is one that quite a few characters use. Let's see what happens now. Thankfully, because of the after image, I had a high chance of blocking that, so I did an auto block. So that reduced the damage quite substantially. And I've got some CC, so let's see what I can do here. Well, I'm going to use the 6-stage attack. So let's do that, and then I can possibly put on some defensive cards later, and that would definitely help. As you can see, Boo is quite a versatile character, and so is the evil Boo. Interesting how they've kept Boo's skin pink, and his whole costume has sort of become this white kind of grey colour, which is probably okay, but it doesn't really match what the character normally has. But oh well. You've only got limited sprites in this game, so there's only so much you can do, sadly. Okay, so Boo's still charging up, and he is probably going to start attacking me soon. And let's see what I have in my hand. Well, there's an energy beam I could use, there's some healing things. Let's try the energy wave, let's see if we can do some damage to him. It probably won't kill him, but it might do a lot of damage, and that's what we need to happen right now. Okay, so that's taking him down to almost low health. I think there's a good chance that a stage attack's gonna kill him, so let's keep at it and let's see what we can do. Right, I'm gonna use healing while I do that, and Boo's probably gonna either use a stage attack or something else, and he's chosen to do a stage attack in this case. Right, so I'm healing, so I'm almost at full health, but not quite full. Even though the healing items don't really heal much, it's still good to have them. It makes the fight longer, and it does give you a bit of a chance. In fact, I think the AI sometimes use healing cards, but very rarely, and they don't really capitalise on anything like Piccolo or Boo's resurrection abilities, or at least not to the same extent a human player can. Alright, so now Boo is attacking, I'm defending, so let's see what I can do here. I don't think I have that much on the defensive portion, so let's just use Capsurage to get some CC. And he's using the Super E-Ball again. Boo being very predictable there, so hopefully this won't do a lot of damage. It's hit me, and it has done about 50% damage there, so fairly damaged, but I've still got a lot of CC left. So that means there's quite a lot of options I could take with regards to what to do. What I'll do is I'll do the 6-stage attack, and if that doesn't kill him, then I'm going to use a beam attack of some kind, but hopefully this should work. Alright, so I'm moving forwards, and he's using endurance, which is annoying. Not too shabby there. Let's have a look at what happens, and I can punch him, and Boo is defeated. So I'm the winner of this particular battle. Okay, let's see what cards we have. Okay, so there's Flash Guard and Energy Bomb. Flash Guard is one of the special things that Boo can use. It gives you more defense. So Trunks thinks that Boo's been beaten, but Vegeta knows that Boo's just reforming at the moment and he's going to come back. Vegeta wants Trunks and Goten to leave, but Trunks and Goten want to help him fight. But there's no way they can hope to match the power of Majin Buu. Vegeta says he's never given Trunks a hug, so that's what he's going to do. Because Vegeta knows his time on this earth is limited. And he asks Trunks to take care of Bulma, which is not like Vegeta. So Vegeta knocks him out, and he also knocks out Goten and takes him to safety. In the meantime, Gohan wakes up, but where is he? He doesn't know, and he thinks maybe he's dead. Okay, story 25. Defeat evil Boo, Gohan, Goten training. Could this mean that the brothers are reunited? Time will tell. Let's find out. Supreme Kai says that he is alive, and fit as a fiddle. And he was revived somehow. It wasn't the Dragon Balls that revived him. It was the chili powder. Just kidding. Anyway, they're in Supreme Kai's world, and none can enter. Supreme Kai thought that Gohan could handle the Z sword, which is the strongest one in the world. So Gohan was taken to the sword. Supreme Kai wants Gohan to remove the sword. What will happen if he pulls out the sword? Kaizo says that The person strong enough to take out the sword will gain tremendous power and abilities. Supreme Kai tells Kibito to shut up. Gohan pulls with all his might and tries to get the sword out of the stone. And he has managed to pull the sword from the stone. But it's extremely heavy, so he's going to have to learn how to use that in order to become strong. Anyway, Goku's here, and he says hi to Gohan and the others. Anyway, Vegeta tried to blow up Boo, but unfortunately Boo revived, so he's not going to be defeated. Boo defeated Babidi, so he was free, and he was with Hercule, and he became good. But unfortunately this caused a conflict within Boo, and he became evil. Goten and Trunks are at Kami's lookout. They're trying to see if they can learn how to use the fusion technique, which allows them to become very strong. But only if performed correctly. Piccolo says that killing humans has made Boo even worse than he was before. Chi-Chi gets angry with Boo, and Chi-Chi's turned into an egg and crushed. Piccolo says they can use the Dragon Balls to wish Chi-Chi back, but first they need to train in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, which gives them a year's worth of training in one day. So, Goten and Trunks are going to train. There's not really a lot you can do here, there's a few extra items you can get in the baskets, but anyway, let's go ahead and start. Okay, so the training's beginning, but problem is Goten and Trunks are lost. In the meantime, Ooh, who's this? It happens to be some other kind of guy with purple hair. So anyway, Trunks and Goten are questioning about the newcomer, and Trunks is wondering if time's messed up. Anyway, young Trunks is asking if they want to fight, and future Trunks is more than happy to do this. Okay, so that's the next battle, and I shall see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.